Salutations! Welcome to Loving the Language of Literacy. My name is Sophia Lee, and today I am doing my Week 1 NaNoWriMo update. NaNoWriMo is here! Which, if you didn't already know that, and you're in the bookish world, I don't know where the heck you've been, because I'm sure that one of your favorite authors, or at least one you follow on Twitter, or Instagram, or whatever, has posted about NaNoWriMo. In case you've just stumbled across this video for some random reason and have no idea what NaNoWriMo is, I will explain it to you. NaNoWriMo is an acronym for National Novel Writing Month. Hundreds of thousands of writers from all over the world get together in the month of November to write 50,000 words or more, and that is all in a span of just 30 days. This program is merely just for getting your first draft done. I know, of course, that people, like authors, will say that editing and revising and whatever other aspects of book writing there is the hardest ones, but for me personally, since I'm obviously a teenager and not published, my problem has always been getting a project finished. NaNoWriMo helps with that because it gives me inspiration, it gives me deadlines just to write those words, and no matter how freaking crappy my first draft will be, because the rate it's going, I don't know what's going on, but it will be at least a first draft, and I will have something tangible to hold on to. Last week, on Friday, it was Halloween, and I was just gearing up for it. I had not done half the NaNoWriMo prep that I wanted to have, and it turns out, weekend, that I did not need that prep, so if you had asked me last week if I was a pantser or a plotter, I would have not really been able to tell you which one, because I love knowing what's going to happen, like a plotter. But at the same time, as a pantser, I have no idea what's going to happen, and I have no patience. I'd always had trouble outlining a novel, or anything for that matter, even just a little essay for school, was it because I didn't know what was going to happen. And for me, the type of writer I am, I have to write a little bit at least to know what's going to happen. What I've concluded is that I am a majority of pantser with a little bit of plotter, because what I've learned is that I really liked plot points. Not a strict outline, but imagine it almost as if you have a treasure map and you've got several locations of where you want to go, but you have no idea how you're going to get to those locations. You have no idea who you're going to get to them with. You don't even know why you're going. You just hang on for the ride and you go after those different locations. That's the same way it is for me with writing. As long as I know certain things, like my protagonist is going to go to school this day, and then at school she's going to have this conflict, then what I really love in the creative freedom is being able to draw those lines and connect those dots. When I was saying I was a pantser, I still had an outline done. And I am so glad I had an outline. It was the most meager outline you can have, 1 sentence per chapter. I only got through around like 12 chapters of it, but it helps me so much. You can't even imagine how much it has helped me when I'm sitting on the computer about to do a word sprint and I'm like, what should I even write about? A foundation to work off of. Like I was saying, I need that plot point. Which I did not know, because of course I've never done NaNoWriMo before, is that there's a thing called reverse NaNoWriMo, and I will link you in the doobly-doo for more information. But the gist of it is that instead of having your daily word count goal as 1,667 words per day, you have a much higher goal. The purpose of this is so on the very last day of NaNoWriMo, all you have to do is write 1 word. Of course, if you only had to write 1 more word, you would know and you could finish it on day 29. But the whole point is that you have that feeling of joy to click the very last word on the keyboard, verify your win, and win NaNoWriMo with only 1 word on the last day, instead of trying to make up like 10,000 words on the last couple of days of NaNoWriMo. Because obviously you will start out strong, so you might as well start out strong with higher goals. And I sincerely love this idea because I already know that there are going to be days such as yesterday when I'm not going to be able to write or pretty much do anything except for the regular required school things. So it is an extremely good way to have a buffer and to get ahead. So even if you fall way behind on your reverse NaNoWriMo goal, you will probably be in better shape than if you were to fall behind on your non-reverse NaNoWriMo goal. The word count goal for the end of this day is 11,669 words. I am currently, at this very moment, over 19,000 words. What I did is I started out really strong on the first day of NaNoWriMo. I wrote 5,000 words, and after that, from days 2 to 5, I only reached my reverse NaNoWriMo goals. Yesterday, which was Thursday, day 6, I slacked off. I have a 5-day weekend. I had no school today, so yesterday was really hectic. We're doing all these preparations. My grade goes to this Japanese nursing home every December, so we're learning the songs and the dances. On top of that, I had the school dance. My point is, on day 6, I only got around 1,200 words done. I know it's kind of cringeworthy, not even, forget about the reverse NaNoWriMo goal, it was not even right. 1,667 words a day. There's no school today, and so far I've written around 1,200 words again, but I intend to write 5,000 words today. Whether that will happen, I don't know, but I do intend to reach my reverse NaNoWriMo goal. In case you were wondering, my username is SSL Loves Books and NaNoWriMo. If you are participating and want to add me as a buddy, I will of course add you back. I'm having so much fun with NaNoWriMo so far. I'm still in the honeymoon phase, surprisingly, only week 1. And I just love following all the hashtags, seeing creative writerly posts on Instagram, and getting inspiration from Pinterest. In theory, if this were to get published, like if I were to query it, polish it, and get it published, this would not by any means be the title. But for the purposes of NaNoWriMo only, the title of my story is Reflective Parallels. And I don't really want to get that much into why I don't want to divulge what my story is about, for many reasons, including the first and foremost is the one that Kat from Kittytastic, if you don't already know about her and you know about NaNoWriMo, I don't know what's going on with you, because she is the queen of NaNoWriMo Vlogs, but she recently did a video about not wanting to disclose her synopsis. And my second reason is because I'm not quite sure where the story is going. And basically, I just don't want to give anyone the chance to label it as a certain kind of genre or book or feel, or just before they've read it. You might want to know where I got this whole idea of parallel universes, and the answer is this. I was telling my friend Esther, but I was telling her this dilemma, and I was explaining to her that I've always wanted to write a story where it could have all the elements of a high fantasy, science fiction kind of world, and at the same time have one of those contemporary, more thought-provoking stories such as 13 Reasons Why. And what she was saying, she was like, parallel universes, just have them happening at the same time. And I immediately jumped on the idea, and I was like, oh my goodness, I have always been fascinated by the concept of having two worlds going on at the same exact time. All you have to do is tell your problems to someone from an outside source and it'll make them all go away. But I have kind of, it's too many, of course, in revisions and polishing I will change this, but at the moment I have 4 protagonists, but that kind of doubles to 8 protagonists because of the 2 parallel universes. What I still need to figure out, because I'm only less than 20,000 words into this novel, is exactly how parallel of universes these are, because obviously with different situations you will be a different person. So I'm just trying to figure out the exact lines and boundaries of where the same character starts and ends from the 2 different worlds. There's a lot of mystery, there's a lot of intrigue and chaos and romance and discoveries, and while there are only 2 parallel universes, there are 4 overall main settings, or lands, or cities, or provinces, or whatever name you want to put on it. It is one, of course, the modern world is not a real place in the United States yet. I will, of course, have to give it a name and edits. But it is a small town in the United States, kind of more on the conservative side, but still with a large population of teenagers for some unknown reason that I have to come up with. The second world is a dystopian science fiction universe with a kind of legend feel to it. And the third is a high fantasy kind of universe, not as much technology, magic is involved, more like the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. And the fourth and final kind of land, which I am most proud about, is a steampunk Las Vegas kind of situation. You're probably saying, okay, Sophia, that's nice. And you're probably going in your mind, what the heck is this girl thinking? But to be honest, I'm not 100% certain what I'm thinking as well, which is why I don't want to divulge my entire synopsis to you. Something else I've discovered is that you have to keep your eyes and ears and nose and mouth, and probably not the mouth, but just keep them all wide open because you never know what you're going to come across. I wrote an entire 1,000-page scene from one tiny, seemingly insignificant occurrence that happened yesterday, and that's truly what writing will do for you. I would also like to read a short excerpt from my novel. So now that I have told you the excerpt itself, I think you just might, want to know about the background information for it so you can know what the heck is going on. And what the heck is going on is that two of my protagonists, one who has their own POV and one who does not, and they are Aaron and Alessandra, have kidnapped Emmeline, and Emmeline used to be, and I say used to be in a very operative manner, Aaron used to be best friends with Emmeline. All of my inserts are for names of people or places that I haven't quite worked out yet. Syn, which is S-Y-N, is the steampunk Las Vegas setting, and I thought it was a nice play on words. Because, of course, when you think of Las Vegas, if you're super religious, you think of sinning. And just naming it Syn seemed really short and sweet, and I really like it for the whole mood of the area. This is an unpolished excerpt. I should have thought about polishing it before going on camera, but this is what it is. It is what it is. Don't judge too harshly. Hello, Aaron. I greeted him coolly and more formally now that I am in a place of work. Yet, I desperately want to run up to him, even though my entire professional demeanor would be compromised otherwise. A donut shop, he laughed. I never thought you were actually serious when you said that you inherited an extremely off-the-beaten-track empire of sweet delicacy. Yep, I answered, smiling in the process. It is an entirely and completely inconspicuous location for the people of Syn to meet. Remind me, he said, browsing the trellises of baked goods. Why did you inherit a donut empire? My parents. They were killed by the whales of this area. Whales? He inquired, as if he had never heard of the great beasts that had ravaged and almost destroyed our land. Last time I checked, Syn is between two landlocked kingdoms and nowhere near water. Have you even ever been to Syn before? I asked rhetorically. No, he responds. This is my first time here, he said truthfully. Then, if you aren't from Syn, and you aren't from insert land name, where are you from? I might be from insert, he says, not wanting to meet my eyes. So, you're treasonous, I replied, knowing that this could put everything in jeopardy. Why on earth would you want to capture your own queen, then? Insert is not my queen. She's already proven as much to me. Insert? Who the hell is Insert? We're talking about Emmeline, you know, the girl we currently have tied up in the freezer. Unless, I said, putting the pieces of evidence together. I know my reasons for wanting to kidnap her. Political. You, on the other hand, were unclear, evasive, and indecisive about yours. Yet, if you wanted to kidnap her out of the need for revenge, it would make the entire situation a toss-up. Either I would be sure to have an ally in you, or you could have my head the minute everything goes south and accuse me in front of everyone for the liar I am. And And that's all I'm going to share with you. That scene was called Vengeance is a Donut because I just wanted to write that down so badly. My inspiration for this scene was actually my little sister Allie. You've seen her in my last video, the Blindfolded Book Hunt Challenge, right here. And I was asking for inspiration for what I should write about, and she was like, I want you to write a scene about a donut empire heiress and parents that were killed by steampunk whales. And of course I was like, oh my god, what the heck, Allie? But I think I have the scene worked out. Thank you so much, Allie, for doing this. I am planning on doing NaNoWriMo Vlogs once a week. Maybe 5 vlogs in total for week 1, 2, 3, 4, and then an overall I did it, I've won advice kind of video if you would like to see that. And if by any chance I might attempt to do more, but we'll just have to go ahead and see. I hope you keep watching. This is my very first time doing NaNoWriMo, so how can I give advice? There was that time in 2014 in July for Camp NaNoWriMo where I'm not going to get into that because that is just a tumultuous kind of treacherous path for my ego and my sanity, and